Jai Hind everyone. So often we have seen interviews of a psychologist or an interview of a GTO. For the first time, we are trying to put together a GTO and a psychologist together, and let's understand all the myths that we've been carrying with us all this while. Listen to this video, follow it religiously, and I'm sure it is going to help you a great deal. और ऐसी और बहुत सारी वीडियोस के लिए keep following for serious. See you.
Good morning. I'm having my coffee. Let's say chai here, but because it suits with my name, so it is going to be a coffee with Karan. No, coffee with Kamal. Okay. Nonetheless, today I have come to you with our expert, that is the GTO. But before that, मैं पहले अपनी छवि clear कर दूं. सब पूरे market में ये फैला हुआ Psychs are the most dangerous ones. They are the ones, जो कि सबको काट छाट के रख देते हैं. And GTOs, जैसे GTOs का नाम आता है, smart, handsome, dashing. Of course, काले चश्मे, I have worn it, right? And mast wali shirt, fit. I mean, if they are ladies, awesomely beautiful and intelligent. एंड वो तो इतने फ्रेंडली होते हैं कि किसी से भी पूछ लो कि बेटा हाउ वाज योर जीटीओ सर माय जीटीओ वाज माइंड ब्लोइंग माय जीटीओ टोल्ड मी यू आर डूइंग अमेजिंग एंड आप आइए ऑन द अदर साइड जीटीओस आर प्रिसाइज कूल क्लियर एंड नहीं तो नहीं. With that introduction to the GTOs and bursting your bits about the GTOs, I hereby bring in front of you Lieutenant Commander Rohit Bhumkar. You have known him on the Force DUS. I have known him from my tenure in SSB Bhopal. Chakal pe mat jana boss. बहुत sharp इंसान है. And here I bring right under Rohit. Allow me. I have been a friend to you. So at times अगर मैं थोड़ा सा आपसे मस्ती मजाक कर लूं तो disclaimer please मुझे बख्श देना. So Rohit, how are you feeling today?
It's a beautiful morning, ma'am. The one reason why it is beautiful because I'm talking to you, and since then, when we were together in Bhopal, whenever I used to have a conversation with you, you are so energetic that the day becomes very brighter and brighter. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You just made my day. So Rohit, the spotlight is right on you. I have many doubts regarding GTO, and I'm very sure the candidates are going to have plethora of them. But before I dwell right into that, I want to have certain information that I already know, but the candidates should know about you. Who is Rohit? कौन है? कौन है Rohit? So please tell me something more about you.
Ma'am, I am a small towner. I belong to a place known as Kolhapur. And I did my schooling as well as junior college from here only, Kolhapur. And then I moved to Vellore Institute of Technology, which is commonly known as VIT in Tamil Nadu. I did my mechanical and energy engineering from there. And then in the last year of my engineering, at that time, this US entry was there, and then Navy people, they came to my college. I was fascinated to see them, in uniform. And then they showed a movie to us, and that's how I felt so nice. This field is so amazing. I should be really in that field. So I filled up forms along with my friends, and then it was my first attempt. And I was searching for some guidance, for some training, coaching, something which can let me, more equipped when I hit this SSB. But eventually I could not. And then I just went with few of the recommended candidate suggestions from my college. And that's what my strength was. I know about SSB. I was not aware even there is a GTO or a psychologist or an interview. But I went with that, and then I could perform well, and I got recommended. And I joined Indian Navy as a technical officer. Engineering is the branch, they say. Engineering and electrical are the two main branches in the Navy. So I joined engineering, that is mechanical engineers. So I did my physical training in Indian Naval Academy, Azimala, and then I did my technical training in INS Shivaji, which is there in Lonavala. And then after this basic training, we were offered three options. One was submarines. I can join submarines. Second was I can join uh, aviation, and third was I can be in a regular surface navy, and I'm supposed to take care of the engines. Supposed to take care of the refrigeration system because the entire ship is air conditioned, and I am supposed to take care of the other diesel generators or the huge machinery which is there. I would be the one who would be responsible to make the ship float and make the ship move. That was my basic responsibility. So but then I joined aviation. Aviation was always close to my heart, and that's how I went to Cochin to do my MTech in Aeronautical Engineering, which was sponsored by Navy. And I ended up doing this MTech, and I was qualified in a Russian stream. I was qualified into MiG-29 and Kamov 31 aircraft. And then they sent me to Goa. Goa is a hub of naval aviation. All major aircraft take off from there. And I did some appointments on shore appointments and some offload appointments, in which I was posted on some small ships, INS Trishul, INS Trabar, and also one of my major appointment was INS Vikram Aditya. I was senior technical officer over there, and I did 2.5 years tenure over there, and then again I was back to shore appointments, wherein suddenly I get a letter from the directorate that you are nominated. You know very well that there are two ways to become an assessor. One is by nomination, the other one is by volunteer.
Volunteer.
So yes, so suddenly a letter comes that you are nominated to go for this course. And then I was very, very excited to do this course, but you know the course very well, how tough it is. So that's how I went on with the training. I did it from my practical training happened at Bangalore, and then I was posted at 33 SSB Bhopal, the same place where I got recommended 10 years back. And that was one part. Again, I got very excited because I'm going to see the GTO course again and maybe do the individual obstacles again when I reach there. But over the years, the ground was totally changed. They had moved it to someplace else.
Yes.
But yes, it was very interesting tenure to see all young minds, the youth of India coming and getting recommended. And I was fortunate to have so many candidates under me. And that's how my 10 years of service, most memorable one till now.
Commander Rohit, I have known you, right? And today, what I come to know of you is very rich. See, aviation, I would like to note it down for me, and I would like all our candidates, to write it down if they would want to know more about how the Navy operates and what all things are there. Sincerely speaking, and I'm candid or right on air, Commander Rohit, even today, it really I fumble with the words when somebody asks me ki ma'am kya hota hai, what is behind the curtains in Indian Navy, right? I would request, if you and I will surely get into conversation, but if the candidates so want, we will like to record certain more information about this and also of your tenures on the INSS. Is that okay with you, Commander Rohit?
Absolutely okay, ma'am. I would be glad to answer those questions.
Yes, and but one small little question. As I said, the disclaimer is always there. ये तुमने जानबूझ के ये लिया था गोवा, कोचिन, लोनावला? I am very sure somebody guided you. Otherwise, what an amazing place. अगर मुझे किसी ने पहले बोला होता कि मैम क्या मस्त जगह होने वाली है. So, is that so, or it was like luck by chance? God really became glad with you.
Ma'am, I did some homework before joining
I
Navy.
knew it.
So I did some homework. Why Navy? Why not Army? Why not Air
Yes.
Force? Of course, the other two sister branches are, they have certain pros and they have certain cons, of course. It's a beautiful service. But then with me, I was a little fond of, big places. or some exciting places.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Navy had a tag at that time, join the Navy and see the world.
Which is a
Ocean of
fact.
opportunities.
Which
Yes.
is a fact. Right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So that was one of the reason. Uh, then in the service also, I
Mm-hmm.
could go to Maldives. I could visit Sri Lanka and some more countries. So Maldives, in fact, was very close to my heart. I visited twice from different ships. Vikram Aditya was also there some time back, and it was amazing. So I actually was looking forward because ships do visit many countries, and I specifically chose this aircraft because it goes on board ship. There are certain, you know it, ma'am, that there are certain
Yes.
aircraft which only fly from a shore base or a air
Yes.
base. So
Yes.
I wanted a aircraft which lands on a ship so that I be on the ship and I am in the front line with the organization. And these ships do visit so many places. So it was a planned activity, ma'am. Yes.
See, listen, candidates, we talk about OA, we talk about EI, we talk about, finding certain things, doing your homework. This is effort. This is planning. You, anything and everything inculcated in your personality. This is it. When hence proved, I always knew you were a smart GTO. Today, you have absolutely proved right bang on. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now I know whom to really confer whenever I plunge into any business or any thought process. So taking it further from here, Commander Rohit, I would also like to bring on to the candidates that, like Commander Rohit mentioned, yes, there are two ways of getting into these courses of GTO, IO, and Psych. That is, one is through nomination, and another through is the volunteer. It is an honor to be nominated. You do not get nominated just by that. You have to be the top of the merit, and that is how you get nominated. So it's honor that you're listening to Commander Rohit. So Commander Rohit, now I would like, there have been so many questions. So what is exactly GTO? The what is that you the GTO with all your cool sunglasses and smart physics, really looking behind the black glasses of your this prop. What exactly are you looking
To be a very broad and to answer this question in a simple words, ma'am,
at? Mm-hmm.
with all the training which we get from DIPR or with the practical training which happens at these SSBs, one thing my trainer, Captain RM Kumar sir, he told me that you should select, apart from whatever training which has happened till now, you should select a candidate uh, as if he might be a brother officer in sometime later on board a ship, and you have so many problems when you are there in the front line. You should be choosing those guys or choosing those female candidates as if they can become your subordinates in the years to come, and you should think that they should be able to solve the problem which is there in front of them and
True.
accept as a team member, accept all the ideas. If at all there is a discussion, it should be a healthy discussion which could solve the
Absolutely.
problem and go ahead. That was one single liner.
So I am going to note this down because I really have heard so much about the training of the GTOs also and seen it also. But वो उसके लिए अलग सेशन रखा जाएगा. ये भी नोट किया जाता है कि GTOs की ट्रेनिंग कैसे होती है. But that is a that is a that's a what a treat to the eyes. But like you've said, rightly brought out, you need to have an officer on board whom you can really bank upon, and you know that he or she is going to be your safe net to fall on. But still, आप ये सब चीजों को, I mean, I do not want to dwell into the secrets of the GTO, but इन सब चीजों को देखते कैसे? How do you assess them? Again, your call. How do you want to explain it?
Uh, in terms of SSB, I would say that someone who is, I basically we have that particular training which goes through that, behind the, even if my eyes are, I'm looking somewhere here or I'm looking somewhere down, but my eyes are on the candidates.
My
This
God.
candidate should know that my eyes will be always on you. So I want to observe certain traits
Mm-hmm,
which are essential
mm-hmm,
to become an officer,
mm-hmm,
which probably all these tasks are designed in such a way that
mm-hmm,
they themselves give this data to me,
mm-hmm,
and I come to a consensus
mm-hmm,
that yes, I got what I wanted. So when I say I got what I wanted,
mm-hmm.
is few things which I would like to mention, that somebody who can express himself
Okay.
well, what is there in his mind,
Mm-hmm,
somebody who is when there is a practical problem which is there in front of him or her,
mm-hmm,
he or she should be able to apply his mind or her mind and
fantastic.
solve this problem with the
Mm-hmm,
help of others.
mm-hmm,
So it is always a team activity
mm-hmm,
which a GTO is going to undertake. Apart from individual obstacles or lecturing, there are some tasks which are purely a
mm-hmm,
team or a group tasks,
mm-hmm,
which they have to overcome these obstacles with that team spirit.
mm-hmm,
So to to have a good team
mm-hmm,
and to find a good leader, that good leader
mm-hmm,
has to have some qualities of, he should be at least self-motivated.
mm-hmm.
Then only he will be able to motivate others in the group.
Okay.
We Faujis, we motivate our men for
Mm-hmm.
death. That is the
Mm-hmm.
ultimate motivation which is required.
Exactly.
So that part of motivation can happen only you have self motivation inside you. So we are looking for that. Um, of course, convincing abilities, that kind of awareness he or she should have. Then only he will be able to take, or he or she will be able to take some rational decisions
Mm-hmm.
uh, when there is some problem which is there in front of him
Okay.
or her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then of course, that kind of drive has to be
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Determined, he or she should not say, okay, I quit.
Oh,
I'm done. You know,
okay.
he or she should at least try for maybe a couple of times,
Okay.
and I will be able to do it. That should be the attitude when you look. And these GTO tasks are very, very interesting.
Yes.
Not that the psych tasks are not
Acha.
interesting.
I am not liking this conversation at all. Okay.
So
अलग से
if
मिलेंगे. Coffee cancel. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I
so
agree.
this task kids generally enjoy, and when they are on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep their motivation level high
Mm-hmm.
with this task which are there, which are already interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So just with my um, inputs, or with my penetration in this task with the candidates, I sometimes raise the pressure on the candidates a little high to see what till what extent is the patience level or the mental stability
Seventh.
which
Yeah.
is there,
Yeah.
so there or not. Yeah,
So
so few
can I,
things.
yeah, so don't mind, I'm writing down your points, right? Because these are my inputs for me to ask you certain many questions, right? So you mentioned that a person has to be leader, self-motivated, has to motivate others, has to convince, has to have that level of rationale wherein he can, bring out the solution to. So is it safe to say that what you are looking for is a good level of a thought and idea in a person, and a common sense which is not that commonly common, okay, and the ability to apply his ideas, that is the confidence to apply his ideas, withstand the pressure that you put, that means to have the mental stamina, all right, and consistently, all right, so that it doesn't break, and with the drive, with the passion that he has कि बॉस आज तो टीटीओ जो जो मर्जी कर डाले, मैं तो झंडे गाड़ के ही जाऊंगा types, right? So it is, is it safe to assume that that is what exactly you would be looking for?
Ma'am, I would say that with this, when you apply your mind in this GTO task, it has to be with the common sense.
Okay.
Sometimes Sometimes I see that when, in spite of telling few things clearly by the GTO, candidates fail to take it on, and only because of their lack of common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Common sense, of course, has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I have experienced in
Mm-hmm.
the on the GTO task on the GTO ground
Mm-hmm.
that there will be some candidates
Mm-hmm.
mm, who who are coming for the 10th time or 12th
Oh,
time. But
yes.
a GTO also wants them to get recommended.
Yes.
He is willing because there are so many. He's coming for so many times that he wants to join forces. But
Yes.
that eagerness is not seen in him. I don't know the reason why. Somebody who is showing a lot of, he is not talking in the GD or not taking part in the ground task and still coming for the 11th time, 12th time. So that shows that there is something which is lacking in his drive. That drive that I should get recommended, that energy inside him, that yes, I should perform here. This is the
Mm-hmm.
time should perform.
Mm-hmm.
That is sometimes lacking in these candidates.
Okay.
And this part is very, very important, that
Okay.
you need to at least display
Mm-hmm.
the GTO because it is all demonstrative technique, which we
Yes.
call.
Mm-hmm.
Until and unless you don't perform on the ground, my hands are tied. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot give you those brownie points and I cannot take you forward. So even if you are, son or daughter of a minister or son or daughter of a very big person, till the time you show me your qualities, I will not be able to give you on. You will not be placed in the good books of mine, which I am writing down.
Thank you for bringing this point. That's what I am so proud of. As such, you and I, we represent that clan, that community of armed forces officers. We are very proud of being the forefront runners, and we represent that. And this thing that you just mentioned, that you need to have that thing that sets you apart from the entire crowd. And until and unless you do not have that, sorry, boss, it's a big sorry. Thank you, Commander Rohit. You just raised certain goosebumps into me. Thank you so, so much. Before I go into the details of the GOR, GD, GP, lecturate, and PGTs and the command task, small input मुझे पूछना है. ठीक है, आपकी जो ट्रेनिंग होती है GTOs, that is most interesting. It is akin to ragda, you know. So can you, little bit, only and only if you're comfortable, can you let me have a sneak peek in that training part of yours and any interesting uh, anecdote that you can tell me? I mean, that should include you कि मेरे पे क्या रगड़ा हुआ, मैं रात को सोया नहीं and all this stuff.
So from day one, when I went to DIPR,
Yeah.
even though I was a nominated officer, that
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do this course successfully. The only reason why it became very challenging, that I came to know that this is not a normal Fauji course. This is a course which is very challenging. Not everybody will clear this course. This was the one liner which was told to me. So
Yeah.
that made me more and more stronger and made me more and more I told to myself that I should prepare this. I should not go back to my unit saying that, sir, I couldn't.
Yeah.
So and there are so many levels of filtering out till we reach till the end. I can get filtered out at Delhi. I can get filtered out at phase one, phase two. You know what, man.
Yeah.
So I somehow, all we were four of us, one from aviation, one from submarine, one from the surface navy, and one from the weapons. So each directorate had sent one, and aviation we had. I have to keep my aviation flag flying. That
Yes,
was also one responsibility which was there on my shoulders.
I can
So
understand.
so in DIPR at Delhi itself, we were only three of us remaining when we left DIPR after the course. And then we were left with three. One was sent to Bhopal, the other one was sent to Vishakhapatnam, and one was sent to myself, was sent to Bangalore. And Bangalore, when I visited, there was already one officer doing the course, and I got a report from someone that lag gayi hai in the GP presentation.
I can
In,
understand.
in,
I can
in
understand.
spite he is a very senior of he is a very senior officer in army.
Uh-huh.
In spite of that, he was screwed left, right, center.
I can
So
understand that.
and with that, I was on my toes again that I am so junior to these officers. I will be ripped apart. So I started, spending, burning my midnight oil and
Oh,
starting to prepare myself
yes,
more
yes,
and more and more
yes.
and more. But then, for me, I realized that whatever training, since I was nominated,
Mm-hmm.
this feeling was there in me that I am good at GTO. That is the reason why Navy thinks that I should be a GTO. So
True.
and and I had this feeling in my mind that I remember all the GTO tasks very nicely of my SSB.
Hmm.
Uh, Not the Psych, but the GTO.
I am not, I pledge hereby, not taking any talks ahead with you. तूने ईगो पे आ गया यार. चलो कोई बात नहीं, साइक को माफ किया.
So I was very interested that ये फट्टा बल्ली क्या है ये फट्टा बल्ली का science.
Hmm.
So I started preparing more and more, and once upon a time I realized that if we are sincere, if we are hardworking, if we have that IQ in us,
Yes.
I think that they are going to just test my patience level,
Yes.
but at what extent I can manage or I can hold myself,
Yes.
because that is the reason why a assessor can assess other candidates till the time he has that all these qualities or all these patience which I am talking about. So my training officers, where I'm glad that I got two of the very very senior officers, and when I asked them that, sir, what is your commissioning date? So they said a date. The date was actually,
Before you were born.
I was not born. So,
I was about to tell that.
so if they say me that please lie on the ground and start rolling, I am supposed to do that.
Good one.
So,
You
but
were
the,
lucky. Yeah.
and they
Good.
actually, I got this feeling also while they were teaching me that I have these certain qualities, and they are trying to help me. They are trying to
Mm-hmm.
groom me to become assessors. So
Yes.
never ever I felt that even they were stretching me left, right, center in my CT presentation, which I'm supposed to
Yes.
give. So there they were stretching me. It happened as if what happened suddenly to these people. They were till yesterday night they were helping me a lot, and
Yes.
suddenly they have changed.
Yeah.
Suddenly the colors haven't changed,
Yes.
but still it was to my grooming. It was
Mm-hmm.
to become a good assessor. It
Yes.
was about uh, 12 SSB has sent this trained officer to
Mm-hmm.
staff to for a staff appointment. So this was their intention, and till the end they were helping me in spite of clearing the course, which they, of course, they will never tell you till the time you leave the
Yes.
till the time a letter comes in your hand that you
Yes.
have qualified or
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
They with their attitude, with their helping nature, I got my results that yes, 99% is true, but the fax machine, if it is not working, then I'm not going to get the letter.
Basically, they were the true GTOs. Very friendly. Commander Rohit, you're done great. We really enjoyed your company. You really understood the things well. But final हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा, that you're left on hook to the last moment. So, I mean, I will like to relish all these anecdotes even much more. By the way, you and I again share our training base. So, that's the vibe. Me
Oh,
17, you
oh.
12. Good. Okay.
this is news to me, ma'am. I'm happy to hear that.
नहीं नहीं, अब मैं कॉल करूंगी। क्यों? Why? मेरे से कोई पुरानी दुश्मनी थी क्या? नहीं नहीं, but yes, I'm Bangalore and you were also Bangalore. I was 17 and now that you mentioned that you're 12, so I can very well imagine how the Bangalore is. They are strict and I revere my instructors till day. They're very strict and that's the best for the best of us. So, Commander
Sure.
Rohit, uh, you are giving me a lot of inputs today, and I really want to dwell into that. I would also now like to start the journey. Day two, that is stage two car day two, that is to commensurate is day three, is where the GTO start, GTO session start, and सबकी जो heartbeats होती हैं normal से double and 2.5 times double होती है, ठीक है? Everybody goes into the nitty gritties और कि कपड़ा क्या पहनना है, ऑफ वाइट नहीं होना चाहिए, वाइट ही होना चाहिए क्योंकि लिखा हुआ, they are that scared of GTO. The very first task wherever generally is the GOR. What is it? I find it is a very fun activity. Khelo kudo, jump maro. But what are you really looking into it? What is GOR?
So, GOR is the fourth task of the day one,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
GTO day one.
mm-hmm,
And by the time the candidate has reached this fourth task of the day,
mm-hmm.
certain qualities or certain traits within him he has already displayed.
Okay.
Now is the time when how he takes on this race, how he takes on the team spirit,
Mm-hmm,
how he takes on helping nature, or how is that Josh within him to given a aim or given an agenda to him,
mm-hmm,
how joshfully he takes on with this. This is what we are looking at. So whenever this race is going to happen, which is commonly known as snake race,
mm-hmm,
so we are looking at uh, all the candidates at the same time,
mm-hmm,
how they are going to perform,
mm-hmm,
and how good, yes, of course, we see that how good he is in doing these obstacles, but we are more looking at how is his team spirit, how good a team member is he.
mm-hmm,
Is he like, going ahead and running and not looking at the group and breaking the group rule, which says that you have to wait for the entire group to
mm-hmm,
move forward till the time the last member of the group crosses the finish line of the first obstacle. So is he bothered about the group? Is he bothered about, if I break a rule, then the punishment is given to the entire group?
mm-hmm,
How 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 he takes on with this particular thing?
mm-hmm,
if if he has really broken any rule, GT is going to say that, okay, three of you have broken the rule. So
mm-hmm,
can please someone, all of them raise their hands who all have broken the rule. So GTO knows it very well where that exactly the candidate has broken the rule and what is wrong with it. But still, he is going to ask the entire group that who all have broken the
mm-hmm,
rule. So he should be truthful enough to raise his hand and say that yes, I have broken the rule. And he should be at the same time willing to, if at all he gives you an penalty of repeating the obstacles, he should be the first one to do it. So small things, but makes a large difference when it comes to a team activity. Uh, where there will be some weak links in a group, where in somebody who is not able to do this swiftly, or in an athletic manner, somebody who cannot do these obstacles that in a better way in which he or she can do it. So the duty of his or her will be to help her subordinates or his subordinates to do this GOR well. Somebody who's not able to climb, so you have to help that particular weakling, because of which you are going to win the race. Otherwise, just moving ahead, you will end up losing the race. So we are looking at this, and there is a myth in most of the candidates,
mm.
which I would like to focus on, is that GOR तो ऐसे ही होता है, GOR तो
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
वो तो किसी कईयों ने मुझे बोला हम तो जीओर, हम तो मतलब जीओर में तो मजा होता है, ग्रुप को साथ में लेके हम लोग मस्ती करते हैं। तो आई नेवर हैड दैट इनसाइट बट व्हिच यू आर ब्रिंगिंग आउट, सो यस यू आर राइट, पीपल डू टेक लाइकवाइज।
So, one statement which I would like to make here, you can quote me,
Mm-hmm.
that all the tasks in the GTO are equally important. There is no task which is more important than any other task.
Mm-hmm.
It is that all the tasks have equal weightage,
Mm-hmm.
all the tasks are important,
Mm-hmm.
all the tasks have to be performed in the same Josh, with the
Mm-hmm.
same caliber or with the same demonstrative performance which we are looking at. So
Mm-hmm.
GOR also holds a very, very critical position in terms of all the tasks, because here also he is going to give me some of his qualities which I'm going to confirm again and again and again and again in the later part.
सो कमांडर रोहित, एक छोटा सा डाउट, इसका मतलब इसमें मुझे दो डाउट्स आ गए। तो इसका मतलब जो टीम पहले आ गई उसका कोई फायदा नहीं। दैट इज वन डाउट। नंबर टू डाउट इज, आपने अभी कहा कि कोई वीकलिंग होगा तो उसको हेल्प करना है। तो अगर आप और मैं उस टीम में हूँ तो मैं तो वीकलिंग हूँ, राइट? तो मेरा रिकमेंडेशन इफेक्ट हुआ, दैट इज दैट सो? व्हेन यू विल कम टू हेल्प मी आउट, सो आई विल गेट अफेक्टेड एंड माय रिकमेंडेशन विल गेट अफेक्टेड। सो टू डाउट्स, राइट? पहले तो फर्स्ट आना जरूरी है कि नहीं है? दूसरा, मैं वीकलिंग हूं तो मेरा क्या होगा, टाइप्स।
फर्स्ट आना जरूरी of course है.
हम्म।
Let's leave it to the GTO that whether whether the penalty, it all depends on what penalties he gives, or whether it is a time penalty and or whether it is a repetitive penalty. But yes, पहले आना तो चाहिए, but GTO is not looking at which group is going to come first.
ओके।
Neither he is just looking at his own group, that what is his group's performance.
ओके।
ऐसा कभी नहीं होने वाला कि अगर कोई दूसरा GTO का group, other GTO's group is coming first or coming last. That has nothing to do with my group's performance. But if that feeling is not there in a candidate that my group should come first,
हम्म।
then the entire aim of this GOR is
हम्म।
defeated.
हम्म।
The first statement in the briefing says that the aim of this activity is that your group should come first, then only you will win the race. So if that is defeated, I would say that this entire activity has to be cancelled. So yes, you have to come first. At least you should feel that my group should come first.
अंडरस्टूड।
Coming to the second part, that if you are a weak link in the group, if you're not able to climb, uh, yes, your chances of getting recommended are a little low, but it all depends on in what is the in intensity of your weakness.
ओके।
What is this weakness?
ओके।
Is it that you need a little motivation to do this task and you're able to do it,
ओके।
or is it that you are completely unable to do an obstacle?
ओके।
So if at all, if you are completely unable to do an obstacle, your chances of getting in the good books are a little low. I will not shy away in telling this, that if somebody is unable to do two tasks, two or three tasks in GOR, you need help at every time. So probably you will face certain problems. If I will say that if I recommend this candidate and if at all he or she lands up in the academy, and if these basic things which he or she is not able to do, then there will be questions on me that how can a GTO clear this candidate wherein he or she is requiring assistance at all points. So yes, but of course, I will look at what intensity he or she is just a little bit shaky when he or she climbs up, the candidate climbs up the spider's web, and he or she is on top. And after looking down, it's a little scary for him or her. But she is going to overcome that particular obstacle with some time. Then that is okay, not a problem. But somebody who is unable to do any task, a serious problem for a GTO.
So there is a second question, another question that is linked to the same thing is, uh, that means it is okay, yeah, I should say it is good if the candidate comes little practiced while with these activities of snake rake, that is net climbing, wall climbing, and also in the similar lines, the individual obstacles. So, so there are two questions. First of all, it is advisable that the candidate needs to practice because it is going to affect his or her recommendation, number one. Number two, individual obstacles, because it also involves the same kind of physical activity. So what is all about individual obstacles, and मान लो बच्चा अगर सारे नहीं कर पाता या एक छोड़ देता है, तो क्या उनके लिए भी कोई इम्पैक्ट है या उनको भी वो भी प्रैक्टिस करके आना चाहिए? Over to you, Commander Rohit.
These obstacles are designed in such a way, ma'am, that these obstacles can be done by a normal guy. You don't have to be, you don't have to have practice, or you don't need to undergo any training for this. If you are a normal in the sense, if you are not fit, but an averagely fit guy or a girl who is not very much healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and who has a little bit of stamina,
Mm-hmm.
will be able, for him or her, these are not very difficult tasks. It can be done. These type of the activities are placed in playground itself. Ramp and slide. You would
Yes.
have done it in
Yes.
your childhood.
Yes.
So same goes with GOR and individual obstacles again. You are not required to undergo any training, but at the same time, you should be on an average physical mode in which you should be able to see. This is all 3 minutes only. So 3 minutes stamina you should have to do all the activities
Mm-hmm.
and complete all the activities, complete all the obstacles in time. So
Mm-hmm.
if you ask me about my SSB, I loved the individual obstacles. Wow, this is my area where I can have fun. I too had the same I have had the same myth in my mind that
Okay.
if I complete all the 10 obstacles, then only I'm going to get recommended.
Yes.
If
Exactly.
not, then I will not be recommended. So that was the myth. But then in my SSB, since I was a little into sports also, I was captain of table tennis team in my college. So we used to run, we had some stamina in me, and I was an just above average kind of a guy. So I was excited to complete more and more obstacles. This was my excitement. And when I started, it was Bhopal and it was February. And I thought that I will be able to do it
Yes.
very nice. But I did not carry any sweater or jacket. Um, at that time, it was nothing was mentioned, but in the joining instructions.
Yeah.
But I thought that okay, I come from Tamil Nadu, then it will be fun for me. But it was, you know it how
Football
cold
is.
it is.
Oh God. Okay. Then.
And that too morning 6 o'clock. And GTO, I don't know why did he keep it. Generally, if it is colder times in Bhopal,
Mm.
generally we keep it at 11 o'clock in day one.
Yes. Yes.
But probably he would have thought something else, but he kept it on the next day. Morning 6 o'clock, we are going to have the individual obstacles. So uh, it was freezing cold.
Okay.
But then I somehow managed to do all the 10 obstacles. I had difficulties in doing obstacle number 3, which was balancing beam. We have to balance on all the 3 beams and get down on the other side. This was a little tough for me. I more than what I expected.
Yes.
That I was falling on either sides. Twice or thrice I did, and I was falling. So I left that particular obstacle, and then I went on doing the other obstacles. And when I was doing command to walk, certainly when I was on that bridge, climbing the victory stand, naturally my hands, came like this, and I was trying to balance my body. And then I realized that, oh, this is the same trick which I need to apply
Ex-
in balancing beam.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I completed that, and then finally I came back again at obstacle number three, and I did it successfully with my hands raising upwards, balanced my body, and then I repeated one obstacle, and then the GTO whistled times up. So I was in that confident mode that yes, 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 I have done all the 10 obstacles, yes, and I was very happy. And till the time, I joined the GTO course, I had the same thinking that I got recommended only because I did all the 10 obstacles.
Yes.
But then when I was trained, then I came to know that no, it is not the way I was thinking. Completing all the 10 tasks is not a mandatory thing to get a candidate recommended. But at the same time, if he or she is unable to do certain tasks, what is the reason why the candidate is not able to do this task? Is it because of the time, or is it because of the stamina, or is it because of certain fear in her mind or his mind about height, of jumping, of climbing, not having strength in his or her arms or in the thighs. When you jump, generally, I've seen girls from jumping from the higher platform to a lower platform, they
Yes.
lose their balance, and then
Yes.
suddenly they realize that I am unable to jump.
Yes.
So, and then their confidence level goes down a little bit. So, what is that which is restricting a candidate to go ahead and do a certain task? That becomes very, very important. But at the same time, the individual obstacles, we are towards reaching the end of the GTO technique, wherein I am just confirming, I know that this candidate will not do obstacle number 9, and that happens in the
Oh,
same fashion that yes, I will, in spite of having time, the candidate avoids obstacle number 9. So this is actually an evidence to me that this was the trait and this is being confirmed, and this is the reason why, unfortunately, the candidate did not get recommended from my side.
so again, bringing my very first statement. Candidates, my dear candidates, here is your culprit. Here is the culprit who who is vehement. नहीं यानी नहीं, बोल दिया तो बोल दिया, एक बार ना का मतलब ना. So here is your culprit. बेचारा साइक तो बोलता है ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. And the GTOs are, I said no. So I have so many questions, Commander Rohit, coming up. You are opening Pandora's box in my mind, and knowing you, knowing me, I will keep on asking them. But today, I wanted to cover other aspects also, which candidates have been bombarding me with those. And please, if it is going to be a coffee with Kamal, I'm going to have a क्या कहते हैं उसको? क्या वो कौन से questions होते हैं last में? Fastest fingers first वाले, something of that sort. I'm going to have those questions also to keep your wits ready. But अभी के लिए मुझे ये बताओ, let's say कि मेरी SSB आई है 10 दिन के बाद, and I am in no wherewithals कि मैंने कुछ prepare किया है, जो कि आजकल के बच्चों में होता नहीं है. बच्चे do prepare, but let's say वारों में नहीं आ रहा मेरे जैसा कोई बंदा हो जिसने कोई प्रिपरेशन नहीं करके रखी हुई, एंड देन ही कम्स टू यू कि रोहित सर प्लीज हेल्प, मुझे सिर्फ कुछ पिंक्स दे दीजिए. पिंक्स इज बेसिकली दे रेफर नोट्स. So, what is that you would want? I should ratto and mug up every news which is there for the past 6 months. क्या करूं मैं? कैसे prepare करूं GD के लिए? Lecture it भी kind of, but how do I prepare?
If somebody has a very limited time before SSB,
Mhm.
I would say that at least all the defense related news which has come, that needs to be known to you.
Okay.
Some basic things which you are expected are, the chief of the respective organizations. That is
Mhm.
the thing which you should at least know, because even if you have limited time, you have time,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
that time needs to be utilized very well. So defense news is what you should know, something related to our important fields, which is Jammu and Kashmir or China,
Mhm.
US.
Mhm.
What is going on since such a long time is that the Russia-Ukraine war,
Mhm.
which is becoming a never-ending war.
Yeah,
So you
very sad.
should you should you should have already, if you have that in you, you would have already kept a tap on this current these things which I just mentioned right now.
Mhm.
And to add on, you should of course get to know the social awareness things which are there around you.
Mhm.
Um, Not related to crime, but
Mhm.
related to problems in India.
Mhm.
Everybody knows that, there was a major train mishap which happened
Yes,
a
Orissa.
month back.
Yes.
So these things are expected that you don't have to prepare for these things. You are expected
True.
to know these things.
Yes.
So at least if you have some time, just go back and see the major happenings which has happened in
Mhm.
the past and what could be the reason. If
Mhm.
something is happening in Taiwan,
Mhm.
yes, you should know about it in terms of how it is affecting India.
Mhm.
Okay, so there are so many news which are happening all over the world, and if the time is limited, you just have to relate everything to India. Even
Okay.
if it is Russia-Ukraine war which is going on,
Mhm.
what will be the impact on India if the war
Mhm.
continues?
Mhm.
So the direction towards approach of this current affairs has to be correct.
Okay.
You should not go haywire. Yes. And for the lecturate part, of course, if there is limited time, take any topics. We would be happy to give you topics. Uh, these topics are normal topics, and you can just, have a stopwatch in your hand. Start the stopwatch. 3 minutes are given to you to think, and 3 minutes are given to you to talk. So
Mhm.
in that, you can have a stopwatch
Mhm.
and just take random 4 topics
Mhm.
and then start the stopwatch, take the
Mhm.
time,
Mhm.
and then after 3 minutes,
Mhm.
stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself first
Mhm. Mhm.
and see it will be there will be a lot of difference when you are just talking when nobody is listening and there is no one in front of you and talking in front of a mirror and talking to yourself. That
I
would
do
be
it
the
every day.
first step.
Because nobody's there to listen to me, so I talk to myself. That was on the lighter side. I'm sorry, I could not resist it. So, okay, yes, please go on. I'm sorry.
so so that is the first step which you should take.
Okay,
And thereafter, you have your friends, you have your family.
okay.
uh, किसी 4 लोगों को सामने लाके बिठा दो and just try to talk with them and give your lecturate to them, and then you can ask them that they will also will be able to, even if they are not GTOs who are sitting in front of you, but they will give you some tiny bit advice which will
Mm-hmm.
help your lecturate.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how, if you practice it for 4 to 5 times,
Mm-hmm.
and if you have some content, because this topic will require some content, some masala,
Mm-hmm.
which GTO is expecting. That is what you need to read or watch videos, or you should develop any of the techniques by yourself of gathering this data.
So, कमांडर रोहित, इसमें भी एक मिथ है कि चार टॉपिक्स मिलते हैं, राइट? तो आप सबसे लास्ट वाला करोगे तो that is not acceptable. You need to pick up the first one or the second one. I mean, I do not know. When I have been, I me myself. मैं डीटीओ में गई नहीं कभी. मैं और मेरा साइक. तो is it so?
So, yes, it's
Oh
a
man.
most common question which
Okay.
candidates generally ask, that
हाँ.
if I take my favorite sport
हाँ हाँ.
rather than Israel-Indo relations,
Yeah.
is it that I will not get recommended? This is the question which everybody
Yeah.
asks.
हाँ.
So, I would remember candidates that all the 4 topics which are given to
Hmm.
you
Mhm.
are there for you to choose any of the topic,
Okay.
and the level of difficulty
Oh.
is varying only because
Mhm.
that if a candidate uh, doesn't know about few things, he will at least know about my best friend, my best city, my favorite book, my favorite actor. I still remember a candidate giving, that was in fact the best lecture I have ever heard in my entire tenure. It all started with, dialogues of my favorite actor, and Amitabh Bachchan was his favorite actor. And it was a brilliant lecture. Everybody stopped thinking that my chance is the next chance, or four of them have already finished. I am supposed to go next. This is the generally the thinking of the
Yes.
candidates, that they
Yes.
are it is going on in their mind. But I'm sure that everybody would have started listening to him because of his talk. And this was the low level topic which he had chosen. Although the candidate did not get recommended, I did not recommend him from my side, because there were certain other trades which resulted in not recommending the candidate. But if you ask me about only his lecture rate, I had given him 10 on 10 on that lecture rate. So just choosing a low level topic doesn't mean that you will get low marks. The lecture rate has to be impressive. And for this lecture rate to become impressive, you have to be a good vocator, a good orator. That content should, should be there. I would like to put it in this way, that your lecturate becomes impressive when you tell the group something which they don't know. When you say these things, the group becomes active participant and actively starts listening to you. So, to tell them something which they don't know, you will have to read it. You will have to gather some information. You will have to take some efforts. It will not happen that, with what everybody knows, that if I'm not going to say, and what everybody doesn't know, I'm going to say this, and this will naturally come to my mind. That is not going to happen anytime. You will have to prepare for it until unless you are in that field for some time. So you have to take some efforts, and at the same time, to bring that content at the right time is also very, very important. The flow of that particular lecture, because these are all topics which are instantly given to you, and you are going to think. It is not a prepared talk. It is a talk which you're going to speak instantly. So
True.
there will be there has to be, flow in your lecture.
Hmm.
Generally, what the candidates end up doing wrongly is that in that 3 minutes, they try to give this lecture to themselves, what they are going to give it in these 3 minutes. They are, is the verbatim they try to make it.
Oh.
But you need to understand, candidates, that you have to just list down what are the points, which is first and which is last, how I'm going to start, how I'm going to end. This is what you need to. So it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes are very, very important of your preparation part.
So, okay.
So,
Hmm.
yes.
No, no, over to you. Yeah, I was just about to ask one more question, but yes, I'll ask later. Anju.
Yes, so that is one. The second is your body posture, or your facial expressions, or your hand gestures while you are talking. Whether you are shaky while you are in front of 4 or 5 people, because this will be the only task when GTO is looking at you when you are talking. Till now, you are talking in a group always. So my eyes and the entire audience eyes is on you, whether you look into the eyes of audience or not. Do you have that particular courage or confidence in talking while you are also looking at them? Are you looking to most of them, or you are looking up, you are looking down? So these are the few other things which makes your talk impressive. So in spite so answering to your question again, that all the four topics are such that equal importance is given to all the four topics. Yes, somewhat leeway, I would say that somewhat leeway will be given to the high level topics, that if I am expecting few things that he is telling, which he did not speak, but almost 80-90% of the keywords which are essential when you're talking about maybe Indo-China relationship or Indo-Japan relationship. These are the key, there are some keywords which I'm expecting. So that if he is able to achieve, then I would say that it's a good talk. It's a good lecture.
So one more question that has just come, which is common to your GD, your lecturates, and to the GD topics that you have given, and other aspects where you have to speak, is English. And also, before I jump onto just the English part and the communication part, rather, let me put it not English, just the communication part, Commander Rohit. जैसे मैं हाथ उठा रही हूँ, people I've seen they have become robots in the PPT also. I mean, there are so many times, even I have certain doubt because I am looking at the content part, right? You are looking at the confidence part, right? And how they are delivering it. And of course, we are seeing how consistently they are doing it also. But my question always remains कि ऐसे बैठ करके बोलना बहुत मैंडेटरी है, या फिर मैं थोड़े बहुत हाथ ऐसे हिला सकती हूँ, या फिर आप जैसे लेक्चर में बोला बॉडी लैंग्वेज आप देखोगे, then my English also. Can you just give me a little bit input on this?
Till the time it is a normal discussion happening,
हाँ जी,
till the time you are not having abnormal hand movements,
हाँ जी,
too many hand movements,
हाँ
it
हाँ,
is all acceptable.
okay.
Having hand gestures in a normal way is acceptable.
Mhm.
Uh, Sometimes I have seen that people become very, very dominant in
Okay.
saying up their point. And
हाँ
at
जी,
that time, they have a very strong hand gestures, moving their body towards someone and hiding some people who are just besides them. So they
okay,
become that much, that much dominant in the group. So
okay,
these things, I would say, uh, these things can be avoided.
okay.
These things should not be there. But a
Okay.
normal hand movement like, this, what we are doing
Yes.
right now
Mhm.
is acceptable.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any problem.
ठीक है. So, one more question before I jump on to the another section of GTO task. You mentioned about healthy, right? In somebody's healthy. So, I have always doubted this, but if somebody is healthy, Commander Rohit, uh, would that affect their recommendation? Sorry, in the stage one, will they be, that will affect their screening in?
Uh, I have seen few candidates
Mm-hmm.
while walking. Now here, GTO, as I mentioned, he is observing you everywhere. He will not miss any opportunity where you are giving him some data and he is not collecting. So he is collecting all the data every time. So he is also looking at people who are entering the PPDT hall, the way they are walking. Sometimes, they are limping. So if the candidate is limping, he's going to think that if the candidate is already limping, what I will see in the 4 days which are going to come. So if a candidate is healthy in screening, it is never only because of he being healthy, uh, he will be chucked out of screening process. This is not going to happen. uh, he will still get a fair chance
Mm-hmm.
in in the screening part.
Mm-hmm.
In the screening, it will be only based on his performance in narration as well as in the discussion part.
Okay.
But in the 4 days, even
Mm-hmm.
if he is healthy, if he
Mm-hmm.
is healthy, doesn't mean that he should not get recommended.
Okay.
It should reflect in some manner that he is not able to do some tasks.
Mhm,
Because I have seen people,
mhm.
though being healthy, they did all the 10, they did most of the obstacles, they did the GOR, they did not require any help, they did it. So if being healthy, it is restricting you to overcome these obstacles, then it is a problem.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Okay.
till the time you are able to manage, absolutely no problem if you are very healthy also.
Then I would like to again amalgamate my another doubt you just mentioned is, so Commander Rohit, you know in the GDs there is one good word which is used as a fish market. And मेरे जैसा अगर वहां पर बच्चा जाएगा तो वो फिश मार्केट में मेरे मूड के पर है कि मैं पार्ट लेती हूँ कि नहीं लेती हूँ। तो क्या आप सजेस्ट करते हो वो, ओके लेट्स से देयर इज अ जीडी in the GTO day and on the PPDD day also, and everybody is talking. How do I put my point? जगह ही नहीं बोलने की, तो क्या मैं फिर भी बोलूं? मतलब आई मीन थर्ड 3 सेकंड्स नहीं है, 2 सेकंड्स नहीं है, 1 सेकंड भी नहीं है बोलने के लिए, तो मैं क्या बोलती रहूं उस फिश मार्केट में? क्या मैं भी ऐड ऑन करूं इन पीपीडीटी एंड इन द जीडी पार्ट बोथ?
Okay, so again, one of the most common questions which candidates have asked me.
या
Candidates, you should know that there is a difference between a PPDT discussion and the discussion which happens in day one of GTO.
यस
Okay, there will be a marked difference. Here in screening part, we are only looking at someone who is able to put across his words in the manner that everybody understands it, and whether he is able to participate in the discussion and contribute in the discussion. Now, there are most of the times, I would say that there are instances wherein a candidate doesn't get a chance. There is a fish market, everybody is
यस
shouting,
या
in spite of GTO saying, okay, one at a time, nobody is listening because
यस
everybody wants to get screened in.
ट्रू
So in these times, your narration becomes very, very important because that is
या
1 minute which you have got to show the assessors that yes, something is there in me, that
ट्रू
you should look at me. So once your narration is, everybody's narration is over, he has certain data with him that he is looking at certain candidates who were very good at narration and what is their contribution, how they are talking, how they are contributing. This is what we are looking at to those certain people.
ओके
So let's assume that you were a very, very good narrator and you are not getting time. So I have always seen that everybody wants to initiate the discussion because
ओके
somebody has told them
या
that you should be the one who should initiate the discussion. So everybody wants to talk first.
हाँ
This is the reason why everybody is talking.
oh
But over a period of time,
हाँ
they will realize that everybody is talking, nobody is listening to what others are talking, and there will be a certain gap of 2 seconds or 3 seconds. You have to be well prepared what I'm going to speak in this 2 seconds or 3 seconds. uh, then these one or two statements which you are going to make, then the discussion continues from there onwards. This should be the situation. uh,
yes
because then GTO is also looking for those 2-3 seconds wherein he is going to say, okay, stop, 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 one at a time. If everybody is talking and if GTO has already said that you don't have to look at the assessors, they are not looking at me, and I am unable to penetrate in the discussion. So how do I do it? I wait for that 2 to 3 seconds when everybody is, silent, and everybody looks at me. They understands that one at a time, and probably they again start doing this. So wait for this 2 to 3 seconds. And the second part would be your narration part. The narration part has to be very, very impressive. You should not get stuck anywhere. You should not show that you are thinking too much while narrating it, and at the same time it should also come out in such a manner that it is off the cuff. You have not made it verbatim, and it is
yes
off the cuff which is coming out. You are naturally saying this. So this gives a very good impression to the assessors.
so you mean to say
So
he or she needs to be involved in the process of talking, discussing, taking the leads from others, and thereafter, taking it further. Then again, butting in and then speaking something. So it is basically you want it to be natural, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, that sounds great.
And
But I,
and
huh.
and the difference between screening GD and a normal GD, which happens on day one,
Mhm.
is that these are the candidates who have been already screened in. That means they are able to convey they are a little bit average in conveying their thoughts, or if you say communication skills. they have been through that selection process and screened in. Now is the time which a GTO wants their what are they thinking? That is what the GTO wants to know now. So here, even if everybody is talking, GTO will give you ample amount of time. It is not like screening that it is only 2-3 minutes which the GT is going to happen. If everybody is shouting, entire batch is wash out.
Oh,
No,
okay.
here I will give you ample time. I will give you two warnings also.
Okay.
And once I give this warning, generally the candidates talk one by one. And also there is one difference that 15 of you were sitting at that time here, maximum 10 of you are sitting in a circle, and there are three GDs which two GDs, I mean three topics, but two GDs are going to happen.
Hmm.
So a lot of time will be there for you to speak.
Hmm.
This again doesn't mean that you should stop and wait for the time to come. You should be very active while this GD is happening. And this is the basic difference, that you know he will give you ample amount of time. That will not be a problem.
That really helps. Really, it really helps because, on the day of PPDT, even I sometimes feel कि कैसे इन बच्चों को आप देखते होंगे, because I'm concentrating in all the aspects, but I'm concentrating on the content and the narration also. So this really input really helps. Thank you so much, Commander Rohit. So this again brings to one of the topic where they need to speak, that is GPE. तो मेरा डाउट क्या है, पहले मैं वो रख देती हूँ, बच्चों के डाउट्स तो आप बाद में क्लियर ही कर दोगे। तो मेरा डाउट ये है कि वो बिंदास मैंने मस्त सा एक सोल्यूशन बनाया और मैंने जाके बोल डाला, एंड ड्यू टू इज माइटी इम्प्रेस एंड आई एम इन, इज दैट सो?
Well, when you make a solution, first of all, I would add on to this while I'm saying this, that while making a solution, is there any format which I have to follow?
Yes,
Is there
yes.
any written pattern which I have
Yeah.
to follow?
Hmm.
I will straight away home on uh, to that part, what GTO is looking for in that solution when you write. So GTO is looking at only and only the priorities. There are few 3-4 problems which are there.
Mhm.
How you prioritize these problems, and GTO is looking for how are you solving these problems. Okay, so you have to while you're writing, you have to clear the GTO that these are my priorities and these are my solutions. Now there is no standard format as such which is required. Till the time you are able to show GTO that these are my priorities, these are my solutions, that is sufficient for GTO to understand. Now while making these solutions, uh, you have, there is a problem that a man is injured and he is bleeding profusely. This is the problem. Now, how do you how do you solve this problem? Just writing one statement that we will admit him in a
Yeah.
hospital
Yes.
suffices or not
No.
is not the way you should
No.
answer.
No. Thank you for corroborating that. मैं थोड़ा सा footage, me again. So I also keep telling the candidates कि boss, outcome, yes. How? ऐसे तो कोई भगवान ऊपर
Exactly.
से टपकेगा नहीं कि नो आई ग्रांट यू द विश टू डू इट एंड हेंस डन. Hello. So thank you for that. So that really clears a lot of doubts about GPE. So again, is the, अगर मान लो मैं लास्ट में उठ के अपना मैं आइडिया दे दूं, सिमिलरली इज विद दैट पीपीटीटी आल्सो, ओ माय गॉड मैंने कॉमन कंसेंसस स्टोरी दे दी, इन सिमिलरली इन द जीपीओ आल्सो कि मैंने कॉमन कंसेंसस स्टोरी दी है एंड ऑल हैव अग्रीड विद मी, सो आई एम द टॉप बॉस एंड आई एम द टॉप रैंकर, इज दैट सो?
Again, I would like to clear this. If you ask me about my SSB,
Yeah.
I was not the one who was giving the consensus,
Mm-hmm.
neither in PPDT, neither in the GPE.
Okay.
In GPE, the person who gave the final consensus did not get recommended, and I got recommended, which itself is self-explanatory, that the one person who is giving the final consensus will get recommended, or whether if I did not give, I am not the person, or I lost some points. No.
Okay.
Uh, but then, here I also want to add on that in GP, some people might think that, talking, or lot of contribution is going to help you, or lot of participation is going to help me. I would say that if you ask me about my SSB again, I had only two statements which I made in my in my GP, that the group was saying that I we will take, there is a MLA rally and there is a bomb which is planned over there. So generally people two, four problems. So we are 8 of us. दो यहाँ जाएंगे, दो वहाँ जाएंगे, दो वहाँ जाएंगे, और लास्ट दो will we divide it in such manner. And they had sent 2 person to handle the MLA rally. So I suddenly pitched in and I said that I don't think that only two of them can manage the entire rally, MLA rally. There will be so many people over there. And
True.
since we are 8 of us, at least 3 or 4 of us should go there. Somebody will inform police, somebody will try to go and tell the security of the MLA itself. Somebody will go inside the somebody will go inside the mob and try to manage the main leaders itself who are controlling this entire activity. So the group agreed to it, and they said that yes, we need at least 4 of them.
True.
And this was my only contribution,
Got
which
it.
I feel. And in I just had my third eye on the GTO, that I said something. So GTO wrote something. That's what I remember.
Okay.
So about me.
I am also writing. Huh? I am also I'm GTO in making. I am also writing. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
So I would say that more and more talk is not required.
Mm-hmm.
What is required is to bring out a logical statements from you, logical course corrections which should happen if the group is going wrong somewhere. You have to be that, leader of the group, where ideas are good, but if somewhere it is going wrong, you should take a course correction and give the group a correct manner. So limit your contributions to only logical points where you have a good impression on the G.
Basically, concentrate on the content and be involved. Keep listening, and your outcome has to be practically oriented, and that's how you need to put your mind and actions into place.
Exactly, man.
ठीक है, यानी 100 सुनार की एक लोहार की टक करके.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm good. See, I'm becoming a GTO. I've written down so many points. By the way, I will behave like a GTO. हाँ? ये तुम लोग चश्मा क्यों पहनते हो ऐसा करके फिर कुछ ना कुछ लिखते रहते हो. वो तुम लोग ऐसा क्यों करते हो? By the way, when this is my every GTO I see, मतलब स्टाइलिश. तुम लोगों को बोला जाता है कि इट्स अ प्री रिक्विजिट, इट्स अ प्रॉप, एकदम फर्स्ट क्लास स्मार्ट बन दिखने का, एंड ये चश्मा मस्त वाला पहनने का, ऐसा कुछ होता है क्या? मतलब इज दैट अ प्री रिक्विजिट? मुझे बोला होता तो कुछ या नहीं कुछ.
वैसे तो मैम, GTOs are so smart that they don't require shades.
Cliche. My devil in me will, this devil in the psycho will start coming in, so please. So, yeah, I understand, but no, I don't understand. Okay, nevertheless.
But there is still a requirement that
Hmm.
we don't want to show where we are looking at,
Okay.
because at times, in spite of we telling the candidate don't look at the GTO, but they still look at the GTO.
Okay.
And if they know that GTO is looking at them, then they will become a little conscious and their true picture will not come out. So let's have those glasses and avoid eye to eye contact with them.
I'm also avoiding eye-to-eye contact.
Oh.
No. Okay, one more myth, कि मैम, हमको तो बोला गया है कि we interact with the candidates, and so is it true, Commander Rohit, that कि initial 4 tasks कर लो आप, and then you are in the good books of your GTO and you're done for the entire task? Is that so?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am, it is true, but I would like to, amplify it somewhat.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
The first four tasks are very, very important. The
Okay,
first four tasks are group discussion, group planning
okay,
exercise,
mhm,
progressive group task, and group obstacle race.
okay.
Okay.
Mhm,
So I come to know most of the things in these four tasks.
okay.
If somebody is not even a participant in group discussion,
Mhm,
not a participant in group planning exercise, and have given clear instances to me that no, this is absolutely unsatisfactory performance,
mhm.
and in the progressive group task also his performance is not satisfactory, then probably the GTO is going to kill the candidate
Yeah,
in terms of marks.
yes.
uh, and after that he is just going to, you know, confirm that whatever his performance was there in first four tasks, it is repeating now. It is getting confirmed that my decision of, killing him is correct. These are the instances. So first four tasks are very, very important as far as GTO is concerned.
So
Of
maybe
course,
other,
I
huh.
mean,
Hmm.
I mean, all the tasks are equally important,
Yeah.
but in first four tasks, if you are not there, then GTO is going to close you. But he is only going to close you till the time your performance is very, very unset. If there are even sparks of, being a good candidate, so he is going to keep you open. But you have to perform well in first four tasks.
Okay. Okay. So this is a news for me. It will take me some time to digest this aspect. So मान लो मेरी तबीयत खराब है पहले दिन. I am running high fever. Then and
Yes,
you
so
know.
it happened with me also, ma'am. As I told you that it was February, and
Hmm.
GTO is 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
It was There was no light also when we all gathered,
Huh.
and at 6:30 it all started with the first light of the day. It all started, and I was
Yeah.
shivering.
Yes.
So I was shivering, and I was unable to, in spite of having certain content in me, in my mind, I was unable to put it across to everyone and give maximum contributions to the group because I was a little shivering. So GTO GTO has this. He is trained to get the answers even if why this candidate is not showing up.
Oh.
So I gave some points, as I said that in the GP also I gave few points. I When I was writing, my handwriting was also not very clear because of the cold which was there. I was unable to write Arey kaise likho types, but still I somehow completed. And then when I said this one point where I just mentioned that it was a MLA rally and few contributions in the GD, the GTO comes to know that this guy has something in it, but he's still not able to perform. But by the time the day moves on, he will, the guy who was not showing up now starts gradually opening up in the PGT when it is all hand movements. When he wants to, he's putting fatta balli and doing some things, then it comes confirms that it was maybe the cold which is hampering him, and now he has started doing it very well. So he will find out that he will come to know that why the candidate, in spite of having a potential, unable to deliver. So he will find out.
So basically, you mean to say even GTOs are humans? Yeah. Thank God. Finally. So before I really move on to the last part of our conversation and the start of many such conversations, Commander Rohit, I have always believed that GTO and the GTO tasks are one of the most intriguing things going around. They are definitely part of, psychology. But the most important aspect, that is group behavior, dynamism, comes into play, and it really changes the entire game. I have certain क्या बोलते हैं उसको यार, कुछ तो बोलते हैं उसको, fastest fingers first यानी यार कि
Rapid fire.
rapid fire. You are mind blowing. Just say yes or no, and the detailed part we can go on little next time. whenever we say. So if you have a detailed answer, you can say ki will cover in another conversation. So okay, somebody said that how can we improve our PGT? I know it's a long question, but single, if one line answer, then
We will have to come to a normal classroom. I'll have to explain it.
okay,
There is certain science behind it,
okay,
some class of physics.
okay, got it. Next question is, what if a commander in command task is unable to make valuable decisions and take the correct course of action to complete the task? I mean, you are the Sahayk to you are the helper to the commander. Then, तब क्या करना चाहिए?
You mean to say what I'm supposed to do as a
You are
helper,
the,
or
yeah, but you are the commander, I am the helper, and I no उल्टा कर देते हैं, मतलब पिट जाऊंगी मैं. I am the commander, you are the helper, and I am not able to think of anything. So what you are asking me this question कि क्या करना चाहिए था? कि कमल मैम को तो आ ही नहीं रहा कुछ, क्या करें हम?
so the GTO's briefing is very, very clear. As a subordinate, you are not supposed to do anything by your own.
Okay.
Till the time commander says that he requires help, then you can say whatever you want. But it is the task of commander,
Okay.
and the subordinates are just there to help.
Okay. So basically, again, I was telling in one of the classes, instructions, instructions, and instructions. Please listen to that. मुझे movies में जाना चाहिए. क्या बोलते हो? क्या idea आपका?
Oh, you are already celebrity, man.
बस, you made my day. Okay. Okay. So in a GD, how to put your disagreement with others' points of view? Again, I
You
know
have to
it's a
be No, you have to be a little polite. You
okay.
know, if you totally disagree to someone, say it in a polite way, but uh, the decision is not taken by the GTO. The decision will be taken by the group. Till the time you are able to convince others that the other's point is wrong with some logical points, and if that is really logical, then certain members in the group are going to say, yes, we agree with choice number two.
Okay.
So yes, that I'll put it in that way.
Okay. One yes or no question. Can we support two leads in a GD?
Yes.
Oh, great. Is that so? I was not aware about it. Okay. So, yes, sir, when they have asked you, right? In PGT, HGT tasks, especially in repeaters group, there's a lot of chaos. How to tackle that?
So in PGT, there are four obstacles, starting with a simpler one, and the last obstacle is difficult ones.
Yeah.
So in the initial times, everybody is, told by, XYZ people that as soon as the time starts, take the fatta in your hand and put it on some bench and then go ahead. So initial tasks are a little easy ones, but the GTO is not looking at he is of course looking at everyone at all tasks, but when the difficult time comes, then there will be this active people who just want to put up fatta, pick up fatta and bali. They are numb. They have stopped giving any inputs. They are stuck. This is the time for you. It's a platform for you to display your ideas. And even if that fatta or bali is not there in your hand, you can be at the start line, give the ideas. G2 is looking at you. If the idea is workable, he's going to give you a chance that you want to exchange places. Come ahead and show your idea. At the time, and he's never going to say that chest number 6, please come up and show me your idea. He's always going to say that if anybody is having idea, please exchange places. Now he's telling you to please come forward. Then come forward, show your idea.
Got
That
it.
is the way. Yeah.
Got it. So I have got again many doubts in these points. I'm going to note it down and going to ask you separately. Or if anybody else wants to have tons and tons of doubts, please write it down to us or in the comment section so that Commander Rohit can do the penance of years and years together, bring it down to you and answer your questions, which I'm very sure he is. But so I this is a very pertinent question. People are saying, see, I asked you, Commander Rohit, that what is the GTO looking into the candidates? But the question is, what exactly is a child the candidate needs to keep in mind while they are performing the tasks in GTO? Do they need to keep something in the mind while they're doing all the tasks, PGT, HGT, group? GOR, lecturate, everything. Is there something special? Yeah. Any other mindset?
I would say that just listen to what GTO instructions are there. Just be natural, don't create any facade,
Mm-hmm.
and just be natural. And whatever do's and don'ts which we tell them, just follow that,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing else which you need to do. Anything which is extra, we are not looking for something which is very extraordinary. We
Mm-hmm.
just want a normal guy who can
Yes.
solve the practical problems with rules and regulations which are already briefed by GTO. Just be
Yeah.
normal.
Take it. So before we wrap up, and I am so thankful, Commander Rohit. I know you had a very important commitment today, and you made the time for us. Really, a big thanks to you. But anything special that you would want to tell, or any particular advice that you would want to tell to the candidates, to the aspirants?
Um, Candidates, nothing is going to happen like in cakewalk these days.
Yeah.
The competition is such that the level has increased.
Mm-hmm.
That those times are gone when you can directly hit the SSB and come out if you are born with those traits.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it is not IIT exam where A plus B is equal to C is going to happen. The
Yes.
situation is going to be a very dynamic, and you have to act a little smart. You have to keep your eyes and ears open,
Mm-hmm.
and all the efforts which you have taken to prepare this SSB,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of insight has to be there, that where I am having a scope for improvement, and what are my strengths. You should stand on your strengths, display it very clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and try to overcome your weaknesses. Only you are the judge for this, and it should be a preparedness, I would say,
Yes.
for this SSB which is coming up.
Mhm.
And if you are doing it, I am sure that you are going to enjoy these 5 days, and these 5 days are going to be the most memorable days
I totally agree.
of your life.
Totally agree. Totally agree with you, Commander Rohit. So thank you once again profusely. And the disclaimer stands. I meant no harm, which is not true. I really meant all the harm that I mentioned it to you. So for all the doubts that you have for Commander Rohit, please visit him on his address that is going to be mentioned in the the bio there. And of course, the Force Series platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful talking to you, and it is always, my excitement goes on to next level when I start talking with you.
you.
And the thing which you told me today, that you have also been trained in Bangalore, so our bonding of our assessors is stronger, even
Yes.
one step ahead. Yes.
Yes, undoubtedly. And I hand over the entire platform back to the Force TVS platform. I have, before we really wrap it, thank you, Force TVS platform. You're doing an amazing work. You are reaching out to students, you're giving them a platform which is, I mean, I cannot use the word, but it is doable. It is so convenient. It is so amicable. It is so reachable. Thank you so, so very much. Thank you, Commander Rohit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ciao.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
Same to you. Bye bye.
Bye.